For many middle-class Americans who buy their own health insurance, there could be another frustration, and that is sticker shock. After some learn they must buy new policies that cover more but cost more as well. NBC's Peter Alexander at the White House for us tonight. Peter, good evening.
Brian, good evening. After weeks of questions about whether the Obamacare website could be fixed and when, many policy experts say that is masking what is the real issue here, how much these plans will actually cost.
Yeah, and we know how much these plans will actually cost. People are getting frozen out of their existing plans. And Barack Obama apparently knew it all along. I want to put something up as we welcome in our friend John Fund, national affair columnist for the National Review and senior editor at the American Spectator. Hey, John, how are you?
Pleasure, Steve. Thank you.
My pleasure. All right, we're putting up on the screen for those watching at Newsmax TV Cut 15, which is a picture of the White House website, which actually still says that, if you like your current insurance, nobody is going to take that away from you. We played a cut earlier that of Obama in 2010, not only saying that, but also saying that you could have your policy grandfathered in if you're happy with your insurance that you have. So, it's been 3 years of nothing but misrepresentations and lies that continue today.
Well, let's just be charitable and say the White House loves to engage in alternate conceptualizations of reality.
Yeah, I had Congressman Todd Young, who was at the hearings today. He's a member of the House Ways and Means, and he also wouldn't say the LIE word, but he came up with something. All right, so they also had a woman who was basically taking the heat for the disaster of the Obamacare website rollout. She apologized. She refused to tell them how many people had actually signed up for Obamacare, but nonetheless, where do you stand on where this whole thing is and how to go forward?
Well, first of all, what Valerie Jarrett and Jay Carney and the rest of the White House apologists are putting out is, well, we didn't order these insurance policies to be canceled. The insurance companies are doing this. Well, that is, let's just say bull crunky. Because what the Obamacare law did, and everybody knew it at the time, is it said, we don't like a lot of the plans that people have signed up for. The deductibles are too high. They're catastrophic plans. They don't include all of this other mandated stuff that we like, and that very special interest groups are pressuring us to put into the basic health care package all Americans have to buy. So it's technically true they didn't order the insurance companies to cancel it, but they set standards, minimum standards for the basic package that a lot of insurance plans don't meet. Therefore, they have to be canceled. Therefore, you get put into a much more gold-plated policy that's going to cost you a whole lot more. Yeah,
no, well, absolutely. Absolutely. But going forward, do you see an extension coming down the road for for people to have to sign up so they won't get penalized? Do you see the Republicans participating in that extension, or do you see the Republicans banding together and saying, hey, we tried, you didn't want it, and now we're not giving it to you?
Well, let's be candid here. This administration, through executive orders, has decided they can do just about anything without consulting Congress. So the Republicans just basically have to sit and wait and see what the administration's polls show, and if the administration's polls show that Democrats are panicking and could lose more seats in November 2014 than they expected, they'll do whatever it takes to delay, deny, and defer things. The real issue here is going to be people with employer-based insurance. About 85% of people with health care policies get it through their employer. They don't have the individual market. I think increasingly, if employers start reducing people's hours to 29 hours a week, which is the definition of a full-time job under Obama, apparently, if they start taking people off of coverage and saying, go shop in the exchanges because it's a lot cheaper for the employer to do that, then I think you're going to see a full-fledged revolt. And then the number of people who benefit from Obamacare, these people are going to get subsidies in the lower income range, and also those people are going to be added to Medicaid, will be dramatically exceeded by the number of people who are net losers under Obamacare. And that's what the administration has to worry about. Can they bring in enough young people in the exchanges to make the subsidies work because you need balance. Otherwise, the insurance companies are going to start withdrawing from the exchanges, and then it becomes a complete mess.
We're talking to John Fund, National Affair columnist for the National Review and senior editor at the American Spectator here on the Steve Malzberg Show. I don't believe that they planned this kind of a disastrous rollout, but I do believe that the plan all along has been to make everyone lose their health insurance. I don't think this is a surprise, and I think that the plan is to have a single-payer plan. I don't know how many years it's going to take, but Obama all along has said that that's what he favored, and I believe that that's what the bulk of the Democrats who passed this monstrosity have always wanted.
I think they basically felt that this would erode the insurance market over time and throw more and more people on government medical rolls, and that more people would become frustrated, throw up their hands, and say, let's just do something simple and have the government handle it all. I think that was the ultimate plan, but that was on the timed release basis. This is happening much more quickly than they expected, and with the collapse of the website, much more visibly. So I think they hoped for failure, but didn't expect that failure would come so quickly. In other words, Steve, they succeeded too well too quickly.
It's a good way to put it. All right, Kathleen Sebelius will testify tomorrow up on Capitol.
Well, she already has the scapegoat. Today was the muted apology from the underling running the Medicare and Medicaid. So tomorrow it'll be, it's the contractors' fault. Go blame them.
Well, I mean, she's going to be questioned, and hopefully with questions that, peppered with questions that she's going to be unable to answer or unwilling to answer. And I guess at the very least, she'll provide enough ammunition for another Saturday Night Live skit on her performance.
Kathleen Sebelius has the safest job in America because she can't be fired. If she's fired, a bunch of people in the Democratic base will say, you fired the only woman? What men have to be fired? I mean, she just was a loyal soldier. Other people higher up the chain of command should be fired. And, of course, no one wants to be fired. Secondly, if she were to be fired, she would be one unhappy camper, and there would always be the suspicion that she could go on national television and gasp, maybe tell the truth.
which could bring us to the NSA and why that wouldn't happen. But I don't think she has many skeletons in her closet, or who knows? Maybe we all do. All right, John. Always good to talk to you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. A real pleasure, Steve.
Thank you. My pleasure. John Fund, ladies and gentlemen, National Affairs columnist for the National Review. You may have heard of that, and of course, senior editor at the American Spectator here on the Steve Malzberg Show. And Mike Baker will join